Will solve. Hey, I think I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? I see not a lot of people are joining, but I'm assuming, hence I have joined 2 minutes earlier. It will take around 2-3 minutes to join more people. Okay. Meantime, you can start putting the question, and for today's live, I have arranged this nice looking Ubuntu, which is my virtual box, to show you some demonstration because um, in the messages I found some issues. Those are related to the source code. So I thought let's try everything in the Ubuntu directly rather than showing telling you direct verbally, right? So practical is always good. Okay, great. Let me little bit adjust this. Okay. So please start putting the questions in the chat. Remember, if you put the questions, then only I will be able to answer. So please start putting the questions. All kind of questions are welcome. It doesn't matter. It has to be related to the Evilginx. It can be the Open Lightspeed. It can be the Linux. It can be the server, or it can be anything else. Okay. So yeah, please let me know. Also, there is a one update that I would like to share. If you're really interested in the AI related stuff like AI agents or anything in general around the AI like cursor code editor and etc., then what you can do is you can basically join one community. I'll show you the link for that particular community. Just give me 1 second. Okay, workarea.club. Okay, this is the community. Which is not completely installed, still in the installation process, but yes, you can join this particular community. I'll see if the installation process is completed, but you can join this particular community where you can pose the questions about the AI, etc. I'm not actively maintaining this particular community, but yes, there are some people which I know are going to maintain that particular community. So in case you are interested in those stuff, please do one thing. Please visit that particular URL. Okay, great. Now, in the personal chat, I have received lot of questions around the source code modification. Okay, so firstly, let me do quick thing. Let me open the website and let me show you what is happening on the website this week. Okay, so one of the biggest question or one of the unique question that I found in today's week is basically this Cloudflare authentication needed. So basically what is happening is John created one Lowe's URL. Okay, John created one Lowe's URL, but what was happening is whenever he adds the autograph in the normal Lowe's URL, it was working completely fine. But whenever he adds the Lowe's URL with the autograph in the Cloudflare turnstile template, it was not working. Okay, so basically it was showing the email address in the URL whenever you are opening the Cloudflare page, and after that when there is a redirection is happening, it wasn't showing that particular URL at all. So for that I have pasted one solution in the group. I'm not sure if I pasted in the website. No, I haven't. So I have pasted in the solution in the group, which will basically add the fragment in the URL. Okay, so let's take an example. Right now what was happening is your turnstile page is not responsible for the fragment. Okay, in the turnstile page your Lowe's URL is hard coded. So what I use is I use small JavaScript which will grab the fragment of the URL and add into the whatever the hard coded URL is. Okay, that was my logic and it was working completely fine. So in case you need it, let me know. I can paste online also, but there should be some requests, otherwise I won't be doing it. Okay, that's great. Now let's take the next question. What is happening? Okay, yeah, this is the one of the best question. Cookies not working and off. Okay, So first thing, you need to understand for which domain it is happening. See, if there is any popular service, like take example of the office.com, as I said, if this is the popular service, then cookies are going to differ. So sometimes you might log in on the login.microsoftonline.com. Sometimes you might log in on the login dot what was that, o65.microsoft. Okay, so yes, there are multiple domains, and based on that domain you will get your cookies. Okay, so it is not possible sometimes to inject one domain cookie into the another domain cookie. So whenever you are injecting the cookie, you have to be on right domain. Okay, otherwise you will not able to do it. Okay, so most of the people, what they do is, okay, let's say for example office. Okay, they will inject in the wrong location on the wrong domain. Okay, that will create the problem. This is just an example, by the way. I don't promote anything related to the office. This is just an example. Okay, but you got the idea, like how important the domain is. Okay, great. Now let's move to the next question. But meantime, if you have any question, please start putting the questions in the chat. I'll be here. Okay. Then there is mail omitting mail expose. Yes, this is the whenever he, okay, so this guy is basically using some mail service from third party, and whenever he's trying to spoof, he is getting this particular thing. Okay, let me open. I'm not sure if I can open the image in the new tab and make it bigger. Yes, I can make it. So basically this is his Gmail, and it is saying via, and then there is a mailing company, whatever it is. So this is the by default protection added in the some email providers to avoid the phishing. Okay, so I am not sure how exactly we can remove this. I try to search for the answers online, but at the end I basically landed on the provider service providers page only. We can request the service provider to remove that particular header from your email, or if you want to keep it, then by default it is going to be there. We cannot remove it. Okay, great. Now let's move to the next question. Hmm. About VPS hosting for the Evilginx, I have lot of posts already. Okay, so I always recommend using Shinjero. There are two reasons. First, it accepts the crypto payment, and the second thing, their pricing is decent. It's not like some groundbreaking pricing, which a lot of bulletproof hosting people tells you, right? So that's why I recommend using Shinjero. For domain, I recommend using the Spaceship or Shinjero. I don't have good experience with the Shinjero with for the domain buying, but yes, the Spaceship works really great, and they also offer the crypto exchange, sorry, crypto payment. Okay, that's great. Now let's move to the next question. My lowers URL not working, please help. So these are the questions are quite common on the website. Okay, these questions is about the, okay, so this question is about the Cloudflare. So basically he's saying my loads is not working, and then I asked something and he's saying when I turn off the proxy it works again. Okay, but I will tell you what are the possible reasons that might not work in the first place. First of all, when you are giving 5 to 5, that means the backend server is down. Okay, where is the backend server? Our Evilginx is the backend server. So there are multiple reasons that can happen. First of all, your server is really down. Okay, that can happen. The second thing, the server is up but it is not matching with the correct SSL configuration. Like you might be using SSL for your backend connection, but whenever you configured the Cloudflare, you might have selected SSL type to the strict or something else, right? It's supposed to be flexible or none, right? So yes, that also can be one reason. And the third reason can be that when you use Cloudflare, when you do the setup, you have enabled the proxy on the Cloudflare. Okay, that also can create the issue. If you want to enable the proxy on the Cloudflare, you have to use the custom source code for the Evilginx, so that it can protect IP using your proxy setting. Okay, and that custom source code modification is also posted in the group. materials group. You can have a look at it. Great. Now let's move to the next question. Okay. Google Doc leads scrapping and forbidden referral invalid. Cybersecurity. Oh, see, cyber panel mail service. This is one of the cool question. So basically, he has set up the cyber panel on the DigitalOcean, and in each video where I tell you about the setup on of the mail server on the DigitalOcean, I always tell that if your account is new, then DigitalOcean is not going to allow port 25 connection on your account. My account is probably 7 years old, so that's why they allow me to make port 25 connections. And I created the account back then when there was no limitation on the DigitalOcean. But nowadays, DigitalOcean has added some limits. DigitalOcean basically blocks port 25 connections completely until and unless you appeal from them. And even if you appeal for them, then also they will say that your account is new. Your account has to have the some reputation first of all making the request. So after that, he changed the account and created the AWS account. Another thing, AWS also blocked the port 25 connection, and not even on appeal or any support ticket they will open that particular, because they have their own email service, which is AWS SES, right? So that's why, yes, the AWS will never allow port 25. You need to find the service provider which is a local and which has no restriction. Before buying, you can connect to their support and make sure that they open the port 25 connection, like Contobodo, like I don't remember one service, but there was one service from the Osaka, so a Japanese company basically. So they also do offer that service, or any other local cloud provider for that matter. They will offer that particular service because they will not have like mm, advanced filtering software support or something, right? So on each and every local cloud provider, even uto.com, you will find the port 25 connection is open. Okay, that's great. Okay, after a lot of discussion, he found that what is the issue and he's resolved it. Okay, then there is a forbidden ever invalid. I'm not sure what is this. I need to open it first. Okay, it's about the Gophish admin panel. It was a configuration issue, so we are going to just drop it. Now let's move to the final question from the website. That is I'm going to cover. After that, if I don't get any question, then the live stream is going to be ending. Okay, great. Let's talk about the Google. 91 is saying, how does one use the dark tool to scrape leads from that protected user data? See, for this, my answer is it really depends how and how exactly the data is protected. So let's take an example of the Facebook. Okay, so for Facebook, the emails and usernames and name of the person, right? So all of this data is protected. Okay, that's great. Now the biggest problem is whenever you go to the Google, I think I can show you. Whenever I go to the Google, Facebook blocks my request. So let's say I am typing flux set on the Google and doing the space. Okay, so here I get a lot of links. So let me just filter out to the site facebook.com. Okay, let's say fscebook.com. Okay, now can you see there are some links? Probably none of them are fluxed, but anyway they have some link. Okay, so let me open one this post link and let's try to see username and all. Okay, so right now it is opening because this is the page, not the actual page of the Facebook. Okay, this is the page, not the user account, right? So we supposed to open some kind of user account, or there is a one more way. What we can do is facebook.com/fluxset. That also can be done because there is a direct search. Right now, can you see it has popped the login for me, and Hence there was already one login. That's why it is basically showing this post. Otherwise it will not even show those posts. Okay, it will not even show that particular post. So in that case, what you can do is you can use filters from the Google Doc to lead to the link, but actual scraping, for that you can use the Puppeteer, Selenium, and that kind of tool after logging into your own Facebook account, so that it will not block your request. Okay, so yes, this is the way to go. I'm not sure how much you understand, but let me know. Like this is a little bit tricky topic, so let me know if you need more guide on this one. Okay, that's great. Now it looks like there are no questions today. I found a lot of questions in the chat. I told them to attend the live stream and ask the questions there, so that I can show the solution on the live stream. But it looks like those guys are not joining the live stream, so I don't think there is any point in answering their question at all. If they want answers, then they will put their questions on the website. Okay, great. Now there is one more thing that I would like to show, which I didn't thought I will show, but I will show it anyway. So a lot of people are facing the problem with the bug bounties. Okay, they don't know where to start, so I'll tell you how to start. So we all do the cybersecurity courses, right? We all do that kind of courses, so we already know what is SQL injection, we already know what is XSS, we already know what is server side request forgery, right? So we already know all of that theory. But whenever we use that particular theory to find bug into the any website, what happens is uh, you will be not able to find the bug directly, right? Because whatever you have is a theoretical knowledge, plus whatever example was given in that particular book or that particular course is not complete example. They will show you an SQL injection example, but the site will be extremely vulnerable for the SQL injection. Like even if you add just double quote there in the statement, it will trigger the error. Okay, but in the real life that doesn't happen. In the real life there will be blind SQL injection with really big query. Okay, so that kind of stuff can happen in the real life. So how exactly you get started with the real life bug bounty? So I'll tell you one thing. What you can do is you can type site, then you can say hackerone.com. Okay, site hackerone.com, and then you can filter out the results using report or reports, or it really depends on you how you type. Okay, so you will find all of the report. Okay, so we need to make sure that there is a hash in the URL. Okay, so let me add one more keyword. So there is supposed to be the hash in the URL. So now can you see there is one report, there is a second report, IDOR, HackerOne feedback review, whatever it is. And if you go further and further, then you will find lot of report. Okay, so basically you need to find all of the latest report. So let me just open one more report, and basically how I will learn is I will read this particular report, and then I will try to make sense, okay, how exactly he found that particular uh, issue. So this issue is basically reported by the Raghav, or whatever his name is, and the participants are there, and it is reported to the Uber. Okay, so what is this is xsx at page.eu at uber.com. So I'm not sure if he got the serenity or bounty, because I think it looks like some kind of test website of the Uber where he found the issue. But anyway, let's try to understand how exactly XSX can occur in the page. So this is the URL he basically has shared, pages.eu.uber.com slash ice cream slash, there is a question mark, then lang ID. So basically whatever the lang ID parameter is there, that was vulnerable to the XSX. So whenever it is payload is mentioned after in this particular URL, then it will trigger the XSX. So let me just click over it, and let me see if the issue is there. The page you have request is unavailable. Okay, so basically the issue has been resolved. But can you see the how exactly the issue is occurring? Okay, XSS issue. But not this simple XSS issue occur in general. So if I search for the XSX only, then it will show me a lot of report related to XSX. So let me open another one. I hope it is a little bit complex so that you will get the idea. Okay, it is saying medium 4 and possible access is vulnerability without a content security bypass. Okay, that's really great. So let's try to read this particular report. So there is one dashboard called marketplace.stripe.com. Basically, I think it's for the clients of this stripe.com, whatever the clients are. Now go to the products and then create a custom link. So in the custom link parameter, if we add the JavaScript alert, that means our payload, then after the saving, it basically triggers that particular thing and it's basically show the XSX. Now, first of all, really nice. It is really okay. He has added the video also. He has added the video also. That's really great. That's really great. So this is not the normal XSS. It's a stored XSS, what we call. Okay. So he's basically trying to create the custom link and inject the payload in it. So whenever there is some action around that particular link, it will trigger that particular XSS. So we don't call this direct accesses, it is a stored accesses. Okay, stored accesses. That's great. Okay, I got one question from update first. He's basically saying what are these some common types of cyber attacks and how can they be prevented. uh, See, there are a lot of one of the there are a lot of common types of the attacks, by the way. Being said, there is a one of the top which is phishing attack. So phishing attack is like really widely used attack. So if you compare phishing attack with any other attack, you will find other attacks are way behind. Okay, phishing is like 10 out of 10. Okay. um, why I'm saying that, because for the phishing attack you don't need any necessary knowledge to have it. You can just pick any tool and use it and it will do the work for the phishing. Or in the phishing in the general, it is kind of reverse engineering only, like social engineering only, right? So without any knowledge, with the limited knowledge of the social engineering or tricks, anyone can conduct the phishing attack, right? So that's why one of the common attack is the phishing attack. Then second, one of the common attack is the well-known vulnerability exploits. Okay, so let's say there is a one vulnerability in the WordPress. Okay, so if I go to exploit db, I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I go to the exploit DB, it's a database of the exploits. Okay, whatever the latest exploit is there, it will be posted right here. So if I check right here for the WordPress, then I will find some bugs. By the way, there are a lot of exploits available here. So I just want to say WordPress. Okay, now see in the WordPress by default it will not update to the latest version until and unless owner of the website is updating manually, right? So can you see there is a latest bug which is from the 2025 June 26th. That means in the most of the WordPress website this bug is not even fixed. Okay, this bug is not even fixed and it's a remote code execution, RCA. This is really serious thing, right? So what the people do is they will use this particular exploit as it is and they will be implementing that particular exploit or trying that exploit on the well-known WordPress website. Because if you try to locate the WordPress websites on the internet, it's quite easy and he can target any website, right? So yeah, this is the one of the most common thing people use. And obviously script kiddies use the Wi-Fi hacking and all, right? So I don't count them, by the way. But you got the idea. See, this is like crazy remote code execution, and there is a whole payload is given, and it is directly saying attack IP needs to be and target IP needs to be mentioned, and payload text is already given, everything is already given. You just run the script, and it will basically exploit. How simple is that? Okay, anyway, let's go back to the our x-axis. So you will watch the video right here and you got the idea how exactly the stored x-axis is triggered. I don't think so they will Stripe will pay any bounty for this one. but yes, they have recognized the report. In the hacker one, I'll tell you one thing. In the hacker one, if you report any bug, it is not necessary that they will be paying you bounty. Okay, in the most of the times, if the bug is quite straightforward and if the bug is not damaging something, then they will be not paying at all. Okay. Update first is saying, can you explain how does the phishing work? See, how does the phishing work? So phishing is basically phenomenon where uh, someone is tricking someone to do something that he not supposed to do. Like say, let's say that I want to gain some financial, like hacker wants to gain some financial benefit from some user. Then what he will do, he will target one, let's say, he will target one user which is working in the Microsoft, and he might say that here is in the email, he might say send that phishing email, and he might say that here is your pending dues invoices and please clear today only, and there will be PayPal link of the static page which will steal his PayPal credentials, right? So as soon as he see the email, okay, he will say, okay, this is from my company. I want to clear the invoices. I don't know what is this, but I want to clear. As soon as he open the website, then he might enter his PayPal credentials, and after that he will see nothing. So he might think that okay, there is some kind of technical issue, but in the real time, those credentials are stolen already. So basically, attacker can use those credentials to make the transaction on behalf of the user, basically stealing the money, right? So yeah, this is how the phishing attack works. Okay, I hope you understood. Great. Where is my hacker one report? Okay, so yeah, this is the Stripe one, and I'm really interested in checking the other ones. Okay, there is a blind XSX. Okay, so this was the normal XSX, this was the store XSX. Now we are checking the blind XSX. Okay, so blind XSX at livechat.coinflex.com. So it's a crypto platform. So there is a chance that they will be paying really good bounty. So the bounty is not mentioned right here, but if you scroll, then in chat somewhere they should mention the how much bounty they have paid. Okay. Issue is resolved, but it looks like there is a no mention of the bounty. So they might have hide it or they didn't pay it. I don't know. Because the severity is low. So there is a chance that they will not pay. Okay, so x86 payload. So vulnerability page is this one. This is the URL which is vulnerable. User agent is this one. It is using cookies is this one. Okay, and how exactly he is injecting. Okay, origin payload of x86. Okay, so basically he's trying to inject in the URL itself. It's a blind x86 because it is not. I think there is something wrong in this particular thing. Yeah, it's a blind exercise because there is a no direct execution of the JavaScript code. It has to be passed as a encoded one and then it is triggering. So I think that's why it is. But personally, I don't like this one. I need to find new one. There are a lot of store accesses, by the way. When you find any chat on any website, there is a high chance that you will find store accesses there. If the chat is not developed by the official chat companies, or if the chat is developed in the in-house team, by the in-house team, right? So there is a high chance that you will find the store accesses because that's the location where we make the messages and those messages get stored as it is, and that's the easiest location where you can find the stored accesses. I'm telling you this because I also found the accesses, especially stored accesses, in the lot of chat websites. That's why. Okay. Then there is a stored accesses in a file upload layers. Yes. Whenever there is a data we are adding in the website and that is reflecting back on the website, there is a high chance that you will find the store accesses there. Okay. Simple. It doesn't matter if it is in the file I know what he might have done. He might have added the accesses in the file name, or he might have added the accesses in the file header. Okay, both things works. I know because I have done it in the past also. Okay, so this is all about the exercise, but you got the idea how exactly you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to go to the websites, check the reports, and based on that report, you should study, and you will be understanding how exactly the real life bugs are occurring. And based on that, you should be doing bug bounty. And don't underestimate the bug bounty, because bug bounty is a one of the profitable business right now in the 2025. Let me show you some numbers. So this is my Twitter account basically. So on the my Twitter account, I try to post all information which is useful. So 2 days back, I think on the 5th July, I think one day back, 2 days back, I posted something from this Monica Sharma. So she basically reported the subdomain takeover, and she got the $500 bounty, and it was on the Firefox. So if you check the bug, it's quite simple and straightforward. You're supposed to have the basic knowledge, and she must have automated the subdomain scraping, and based on that, she might have got that particular access. Okay, so fairly simple, fairly simple. Let me open her blog so that we can read the write up how exactly she did it. So what is subdomain takeover? Basically theory. Whenever setup, basically there was one cname created file of live.firefox.com, but that was not I think being used. Okay, so what she basically did is she tried to dig for the DNS record for that particular uh, uh, record or any similar record, and she got some outputs, and based on that, I think she have created something. Confirm it points to the Fastly. Okay, Fastly is a basically service where we can host the pages. Basically she goes to that particular service and claim that subdomain. How easy it is, like it's a basically basic logic, you can say basic mm, trick or basic understanding that we can use to find this particular bug. Okay, very simple. But see, I'm not saying that I will be also able to find such a bugs. It's just a matter of destiny, because not all people get simple bugs as this one. But I'm saying it like for simple bug like this, they have paid the $500. What is the $500, right? So I'm saying don't underestimate the income from the bug bounty. Bug bounty can pay really, 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 really well. So let me show you one more example. I think I have posted. Okay, where is it? Where is it? I think that was some kind of $5,000 bounty for some bug in some website. I don't remember when I posted, but yeah, $2,500 bounty exposed DOM excesses. Okay, if you read this particular report, then you will find this report is also fairly easy. Okay, if you have like a 40% of the knowledge, then also you'll be able to find such bugs. Okay, vulnerability endpoint is this one. Okay, so I got one question in the chat. How can I get someone's IP address? First of all, why you want to get someone's IP address? But anyway, I'll tell you one trick. Um, Whenever you create something and send to the someone, and if he is clicking on that, then only you will be able to get their address, right? Whatever you created, if he is using that, the person is using that, then only you'll be able to get the IP address. So the fairly simple way can be go to the Gemini or any app provider and ask create a simple flask app which will tell me meta info including users IP from users request to, let's say, slash. Okay, so this is just an example. You can use the different logic also. So it will give you the flask cap, copy the code, paste into your server, or anywhere you want to paste. You can paste in your local also and use the ngrok to expose the port number 5000 that was given by the Gemini, and it will basically print the user's IP address, whoever is using that particular website. Okay, so yeah, this is how you can come to know anyone's IP address basically. Okay, I hope you got this. Let me go back to the $2,500. Okay, so this is the endpoint. What is the vulnerable JavaScript is? Basically, this is the JavaScript which is vulnerable. Again, finding the exact same JavaScript is not that much hard. You can just simply search for the trigger words like exec. Exec is the function which is responsible for getting the text and converting into the code. So a lot of injection stuff happen with the exec, right? So let's check where exactly it is vulnerable. So if the origin index of this is this, then if data and data type of the object, then try this one and then try this one. Basically it is just checking if it is object or not. If it is object, then it will do the stuff. Okay, that's really great because that's the issue there. It's supposed to check the values in the object also to validate the object. It's just checking the if it is object or not. Obviously it is injectable. So POC is basically saying the attacker hosts the malicious HTML file at here. Okay, anywhere he can host it. Then HTML file sends craft post to the login page of the malicious JavaScript file. Yes, if you can inject the JS on that particular page, then yes, you can load the remote JavaScript also. And once you remote the load the remote JavaScript, then it's a game over. You can do anything with the page. Okay, you can make any changes of the page. So I'm basically saying there is no point in reading whole post. Once the JavaScript injected in the page, then it is completely gone. Okay, you lost the control over the page. There is a high chance that the attacker can do anything with this page once the JavaScript file is loaded. Because on the remote JavaScript file, I can add anything. I can change the website's look, appearance. I can add some fields on the website to add some credentials. I can steal the financial information of the user or something, right? So it's a completely different game once someone will able to inject this script in JavaScript in the page. Okay, so he got basically $2,500 bounty. If he is doing this for actively, then I don't think so. He might have took the less than 1 day to complete this particular job, and in the 1 day $2,000 is not joke. Okay, great. Not only that, if you scroll, you will find a lot of bug bounties. In my pages, I follow a lot of bug bounty hunters. You can check my Twitter profile. From there, you will realize how many people I follow. And all of them mostly are bug bounty hunters. Like, can you see someone is posted this bug, this kind of embarrassing CVE 2000. By the way, there is one more way. You can track the active CVEs. Okay, whatever the CVEs are there. Okay, CVE is basically number to track the bugs, or you can say vulnerabilities. So you can check what is the latest CVE related to the something. Okay, so latest CVE, okay, something like this. So it will say newest CVE, and this is the newest CVE. So this vulnerability exists in some kind of, let's say, assume that this vulnerability exists in some kind of framework like React or something. Then not all people in the world are going to update that particular React website as soon as they come to know that there is a CVE. No, not all of them, right? So there will be vulnerability exist for really, really long time, and you will be having pretty much good amount of time to basically act on it and find and report the vulnerabilities for those domain who has the vulnerability, this particular vulnerability. In this case, you don't have to run your brain. You can just read the report of the CVE and find how to exploit or trigger that particular vulnerability and report to the website as same. Okay, like it's easy money. A lot of people are doing this by automating the Python script and all, right? Because for my website also, I receive a lot of emails that your website has this bug and that bug, right? So all most of them are based on this CV that exists and newly created, and people are just basically automating this kit to find exactly vulnerability and just reporting to the website owner using bot. They are not doing by themselves. So it's pretty much quite easy money. I think you should also try it. That's the about CB. Okay, I think it's time. It's been like 41 minutes and I'm not getting any questions. So I think I'll be stopping right here. Today I found there is a really not good response for this particular session. I'm not sure why. It might be possible that today is one festival. That's why people might be busy, and that's why people might have decided to not attend the live stream. But yeah, usually I get a lot of questions. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and see you in the next session. I hope you will ask questions in the next sessions. Thank you, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.